Hello, everybody. Welcome back to BettorOff's Hockey Podcast, Episode 2. First things first, thanks so much to everyone who tuned in last week for the first episode. It means a lot to us. If you haven't subscribed to the BettorOff YouTube channel, make sure to do that now before even continuing to watch the video. So, to get right into things, season starts. Yes, sorry, go on.
Feel free to leave a like and a comment.
Exactly. Always means a lot. Okay, so let's hop right into things. Hockey season starts October 13th, so just over a week from now. Not much has happened this past week since episode 1, so we're going to keep it short and simple today. So why don't you tell them what we're going to start off with?
So today we're going to talk about the RFA situation in the NHL. So we spoke a bit about this last week, about the Hughes and Pettersson situation. They both did end up signing their contracts. Hughes was 7.5 for 6 years. And Pettersson did a bridge deal. He did 7.35 AAV for 3 years. Now, This is extremely interesting because Vancouver's kind of fell off. I feel a couple years ago they were a lot stronger when they had like Chris Tanev on D and they had Nate Schmidt. That year in the bubble, excuse me.
And they also had a lot of potential with these young guys.
Yes, Hoglander. Yeah. And now Hughes looks like he's going to be staying, but Pettersson, he might not be all in on this team. He took that 3-year deal. Now, is it because he wants to prove himself and think his next contract he can get about $10 million, which I think he could become that player? Or is it because he's like, you know what? I don't like the way things are going here. I want to become a UFA in 3 years. I want to go play for another team. Like, it's really interesting because you don't know what his thought process is.
Yeah, or let me ask you this. Do you think it's Pettersson who's the one that was like, I want 3 years? Or do you think it was the Vancouver management team who actually said, we're only going to give you 3 years? Because last year was a bit of an iffy year for Pettersson. He only had 21 points in 26 games. And, I mean, the seasons past, he was right up to point per game. And so, I don't know. I don't know if it was Pettersson who was like, I want that 3-year deal, or if it was the Canucks GM who said, we're only going to give you a 3-year deal. So,
sure. Well, Jim Benning has made some questionable.
Yeah. And we're not in this situation, so we really don't know.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I think so. Pettersson, you said he's the type of guy that could get in 3 years $10 million for sure. He's on the team. He's in a great situation. He's gonna play between two very solid wingers, either JT Miller, Besser, guys like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out this year. Like you said, Canucks past year was a bit of a, on edge franchise. So yeah. I'm excited to see.
They really
how
took a big downfall last year, but they did also get rid of a lot of guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. They got rid of Holtby this past offseason.
Yeah.
They cut him, or they released him, or they bought him out, right? They bought him out, yes. So, listen, Thatcher Demko's a fantastic goalie, but I don't know why they would sign Holtby. It was like 2 years, 4.35, if I'm not wrong, around that range. And then they cut him with 1 year left. I would have just kept him as the backup. I think that was a question.
I think they wanted the money because they really wanted to sign these two guys. But also you saw Holtby, he really didn't succeed there. And Demko really took a big step this year. So I think Vancouver, we talked about it last time, their vision isn't super solid. So who knows? Maybe they could finish top of the division.
Demko could carry them and squeak them into a playoff spot.
Yeah,
I could agree to that.
And they also acquired Connor Garland. So
right, and Ekman Larson. That was a big move they made this offseason. Yeah. And I think Garland's going to be a very good player. I think that he's going to have a strong season.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, kind of staying on the RFA topic, something as a Senators fan that is really bothering me is the whole Brady Kachuk situation.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm pissed off about it. I want this guy on our team. I want him to be our captain. I want to buy his jersey. Yeah. I want him. I want him to come and sign an 8x8. However, something we just kind of discovered is last offseason, Matthew Kachuk signed a 3-year deal times $7.5 million. Now, I may be overthinking this, but maybe Brady is saying, hey, I want to sign a 2-year deal, go into free agency with my brother next year, and we both go to the same team. Do you think that's a possibility? I think that's just me overthinking it.
I mean, anything's a possibility.
Right.
But the thing is, it's not like they're UFAs. Matthew Kachuk signed a 3-year deal, and is still only when it expires in 2 years, he's still going to be part of the Calgary organization. He's going to be an RFA.
He's not going to be an UFA?
No, I'm 100% sure. And same thing with Brady. Whether he signs a 2, 3, he's going to be an RFA. So that chance is out the window. But it goes back to what we just talked about with Pettersson. has he proved himself enough in the room, on the ice, to give him $7.5, $8 million, that kind of contract for 7-8 years? We don't really know. He's been very consistent though. His first season, 45 points in 71 games. His second season, 44 points in 71 games. And last year took another big step, 36 and 55 or something like that.
And he gets hits, blocks,
exactly.
everything. He does everything. And that's the thing. I love him.
Yeah. And the media plays him out to be like super great guy and he's great in the room. So the second he signs, whether anything past 3 years, I think they'll give him the captaincy.
And I also know that he is like, he's roommates with Stützle and Norris.
Yeah,
and like,
true.
and I know they're best buds. Like, you can see it when they played last year. Like, remember that time when Brady got into a fight and like Stützle went to the box, started laughing at him. Like, they are good friends. So I'm shocked they're not like, hey man, just sign the contract. Like, we'll all stay here. Like, that portion of it kind of makes me think. I don't know what's going on, and I just want, for me, the perfect contract for him is exactly what they gave Shabbat, 8x8. Give him the C, have those two guys, build around them, and just take it from there, because I think Brady Kachuk is just such a good player. He hits, he scores, he gets dirty, I love guys that do that. Yeah. Like, there's guys like him, Marshall, and Matthew Kachuk. I
think he's just a more skilled version of his brother Matthew.
Yeah, I think that's
the way I put him.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, let's end it off here, but let me ask you, do you think he's going to get a short-term deal like something like Hughes got, or do you think a longer-term like you wanted him to get with
I originally thought the long-term deal is what was going to happen in the offseason, but now that it's taken this long, I believe that it will be a short-term deal, sadly, and I think that he will not get the captaincy.
He will not?
I think it's going to be like a 3-year deal and he won't get it.
Okay.
And it sucks because I wanted both,
sure.
and I think the opposite. What about you?
I'm going to say, might not be a bold take, but within the next 3-4 days, I think he signs. I think they give it to him. I think his management team persuades the Ottawa organization. He gets an 8-year deal, whether it's $7 million, 8 mil. I think he's going to get the 8-year deal, and then right away they're going to give him the C, and you're going to be very happy. So.
Something also, like, to add on just this last thing about Kachuk is he also hasn't been on for training camp, and like there's a week, as we said, there's a week until the regular season. He's got to get into a preseason game. Yeah. So not only do we need the contract, we need him to get on the ice and get into a game so we can get the rust off.
Yeah, but these guys are elite level athletes.
Yeah, but there's still rust.
Yeah. And he's on Ottawa, so Ottawa's going to have a shaky start anyway. So
I don't know.
Really
I think they're going to be better than you think.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay.
So let's transition next. We just talked about guys like Brady Kachuk, Hughes, Pettersson. So let's transition to me and Noah were actually looking at some odds for some player awards, such as the Hart Trophy, which is MVP, Defenseman of the Year, Goalie of the Year, Rookie of the Year, so all that type of stuff. And we're really into like checking out odds and not necessarily putting a bet on it, but just looking at it, maybe looking at who the favorites, a dark horse of who's going to win. So we'll start off with the. You want to start off with the Hart Trophy?
I want to start off with the Art Ross. Actually.
Okay, so most points.
So for me, honestly, the Art Ross is just a given for me. I think it's going to be Connor McDavid. I think just. First of all, did he put up 100 points last year in that? Like,
I think he ended up putting up 100 points.
Yes, he did actually. That's absurd. Like, this guy is actually on a whole nother level. It amazes me. I think, first of all, that addition of Zach Hyman is going to be amazing for McDavid. Now, some people are like, oh, he got overpaid. Now McDavid has someone on his line who will go into the corners instead of him so he doesn't have to get hurt.
And just give him the puck.
And just give him the puck. That's it.
Yeah.
Look how he helped Matthews. Matthews scored 50 goals. Like, he's good. Zach Hyman, don't underrate him. He's going to help McDavid. And that being said, I think that is the reason why McDavid will have the most points in the league.
There's really not much to disagree on. I think it's pretty. If he stays healthy and plays the 82 games, I think it's a lock. He's head over heels better than every single person in the league. And, we'll see what happens, obviously. But
for a betting standpoint, it's not the best odds. It's 1.85 to 1. So
fair enough.
Isn't the best, but you should be pretty certain he's gonna win it.
Yeah.
It's unless he gets injured.
It's really like we said. If he stays healthy, if he's not injured, he's winning it. There's just no way around it.
Yes, I agree. Is that who you said you agreed with me too?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about McDavid, I personally think last year, did he win the Hart Trophy? He won MVP, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he won MVP. The year before was his line mate Draisaitl. There was a lot of controversy around that because people were like, oh, Draisaitl, yeah, he got more points, but he also played more games. But is Draisaitl the same player without McDavid? That's the question.
I still think so. Draisaitl is still, he's a big body, protects the puck, he shoots well, he passes well. And the good thing about Draisaitl this year is I'm pretty sure last year Nugent-Hopkins was flip-flopping between both lines. Yeah. Now this year they have Hyman and Nuge. One of them will be playing with McDavid or Draisaitl, so that's good for them. Yeah. Like, look at the numbers they were putting out without them last year. Imagine with one of these guys this year. I'm not saying by no means am I saying Hyman and Nugent-Hopkins are top 5 players, but I'm saying they're both they're very good players to have in the wing.
They know their role. They could help. They're skilled enough to help. Better
than Josh Archibald, James Neal, and Zach Cassian that they had last year. Significantly.
It's a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the Hart Trophy MVP. Do you think McDavid has a chance to go back to back and win that?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the Hart, you said?
Yeah, for the Hart.
Yes. However, I still believe that last year, if he had not gotten hurt, that Austin Matthews was gonna be a very close runner-up, maybe win it. Because McDavid cracked those 100 points, I think that's when he locked it in. It's kind of like in a baseball situation, like a Shohei Ohtani versus Vladdy situation.
Yeah.
Where Shohei is going to win it, even though Vladdy is a very close second. I think if Matthews played a full season last year, that's what it would have been. Everyone's like, okay, McDavid's going to win it, but Matthews is a very good argument for second place.
Yeah, and you're talking about Matthews creeping up.
Yeah.
Let me just give him the rundown quick. So the odds for McDavid to win are 4-1. So put $100 for the Hart. Put $100, win $400. Next up, you got Nathan McKinnon, who I think's been slept on his whole career.
Yes,
I think he is.
He's being slept on this year.
Yeah, he really is. So his odds are 6.5-1. So $100 makes you $650. And then I'll say Matthews, which is I think it was 9. I don't have it written here, but I think it was 8 or 9-1. So those were the top 3. Mm-hmm. All very good odds. I'm gonna go with this year. I think I'm going to go with Nathan McKinnon. Last year, he missed a good amount of time, but then he came back, and he was unreal. Like
that video of Pietrangelo?
Yeah. Wow, he was great. Yeah. He was so...
He's a generational. He doesn't get the recognition he deserves.
Doesn't.
And I think...
You'll never get the recognition you deserve when McDavid's in the league. 100%. That's just how it is.
Well, or also it's the media where you're playing. Like, Matthews gets the recognition, but then he gets the hate in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think, I wonder this year... Is Matthews going to have an extra fire lit under him because what happened last year? But then people say, oh, well, that happens every other year.
Yeah, but so it's also the fact that it was the Habs. They were up in the series, so who knows? I think he's the type of player that really isn't fazed by that type of stuff. He's going to play how he does. So. Yeah. I mean, I see him putting up 50 goals no matter what. So.
Yeah, he's a stud. Well, it depends when he starts the season because he might miss the first week because of his wrist surgery.
That's true.
So...
So next up we got Defenseman of the Year. Last year was a bit of a surprise. No one could have guessed this. I don't even think he started the season on the Rangers or in the NHL. Never mind. Adam Fox won it. Lots of controversy. People thought Hedman should have won, but also people said if Makar would have didn't miss that time, he was a lock to win it, which I kind of agree.
Which I can agree. Yes, but I still think Adam Fox. I don't think.
That's just he doesn't have that name yet for people to be like, oh yeah, he really deserved that. But he did have an unreal season. Don't take anything away from him.
But defensively, is he like a stud? Like Victor Hedman does it both ways. Like, isn't that just going to be whoever puts up the most points? Is that what they're going to do now? No, I think first of all this year. This will bring me to my next point. Victor Hedman at 7-1 is an absolute steal.
Yeah.
Because I think Victor Hedman is the best defenseman in the NHL. Yes, Kale McCarr is amazing and all, but I still think two-way all around, Hedman has the edge, and I just think that he should be winning it this year. I do not see him losing it. I think it's his award to lose.
Yeah, that's a good point. So McCarr's odds are at currently 4.5-1. Hedman, like Noah said, 7-1. Then Adam Fox 9-1, and then next up, I wrote it down because I found it interesting. 13-1 for Dougie Hamilton, newly on the New Jersey Devils. $9 million for the next 8 years. That's a big one. That might be a sneaky team this year. They just added Dougie.
Very.
Heischer's healthy. Hughes is getting better. So Tatar's signed.
But there's a problem.
What's the problem?
Their goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood is not vaccinated.
Oh, is that even
yes,
the story?
Yes.
Wow.
And it just came out this week. He has like some sort of like sickness. It was very, very vague.
Yeah, they don't want to give.
They don't want to get exactly. but I'm pretty sure you can't play on road games. That's a problem because Mackenzie Blackwood's a good goalie.
Yeah.
He really showed it last year. But if they have Blackwood, I agree 1,000% with he's still PK Subban. He's not terrible. He's not the greatest. No. But they have Subban, they have Dougie Hamilton, they have Hughes, Heischer, all the guys you just mentioned.
Yeah.
They're not bad. They could
agree.
sneak in there. However, they have a very tough division. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And if they don't have Blackwood,
Metropolitan.
But I'm saying a lot of buts and howevers. But
no problem.
Pittsburgh doesn't have Malkin or Crosby
for
a little while, and that's good. And Gensel just got COVID.
That's true.
So
no, it's going to be interesting. I mean,
that they're gonna slide.
I don't think they're making the playoffs. I mean, I don't think I think agree with me.
What, Pittsburgh?
No, the Devils.
Oh, I don't think they're gonna make it, but I think if Blackwood played the whole season, they have a chance.
Yeah, no, I agree, but it'll be interesting to see how Dougie fits in there and if he really has an impact. So we both agree Hedman.
Yeah, Norris 7-1. What
All
about
right.
the Calder now?
Calder. So Calder's Rookie of the Year, and it's interesting because we saw a guy like Cole Caulfield come in the playoffs, play the whole playoff run, and a bit of the end of the season. Clearly made an impact. He was great in the playoffs.
They sat him at first.
They sat him at first.
They sat him.
And then he made an impact right
exactly.
away. But the thing is with Caulfield is he has experience, but he's still a rookie this year. So my pick is a guy like Cole Caulfield. I think he's gonna. People expect him to score 30 goals, but I really, really, really think if he stays on the line with Suzuki and whoever that other winger is and gets the ice time, I think he could put up 40 goals if he stays healthy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, I think he has
for him?
Matthews' potential. 3-1.
I think,
but he's not the favorite.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Caulfield's exceptional player. Has all the skill. The only thing that worries me with Habs players is the media.
Yeah, fair enough.
The media can get the best of you.
Especially as a kid.
We saw it with Drouin. Galchenyuk. It happens, and I really hope that this kid is mentally strong. I hope so because he has so much talent.
Yeah.
However, he's not my pick. My pick is Spencer Knight.
Ooh.
Because not only is he at 9-1, but I think Florida is gonna dominate this year. I said it last episode. They're my pick to win the cup.
No, I saw 23-1.
Spencer Knight's a stud.
Yeah, no, he's good.
This is their guy. First round pick, this is their guy. However, Bobrovsky is making $10 million. That's the only thing that scares me. They're going to want to let him play.
Yeah, but he's going to have to play because you don't want a repeat of what happened in Philadelphia with Carter Hart.
Yeah. But I think Spencer Knight's just a stud.
Yeah, that's also a steal of a pick. The favorite, though, we got to mention him, Trevor Stevens.
Yeah.
Really made a name for himself at the World Juniors 2 years ago, I want to say, for Team USA. Was unreal, stud, is on Anaheim, will play the whole season there. He'll be the 1C or 2C on that team. So he'll be interesting, a guy to watch out for. He's going to do some damage for sure, but I'm still going to go with Caulfield. You're going to go with Spencer Knight.
Yes.
So I think that's it for the awards. Actually, we're forgetting one. The Rocket Richard Trophy, most goals. Because you remind me of Matthews. So Rocket Richard Trophy, most goals. Matthews is a favorite at 2.75 to 1. Then you got Connor McDavid at 3-1. Leon Draisaitl 4-1, and then for me, a sneaky one, a guy who never gets enough respect because he's just a goal scorer and he's second hand to Crosby, Alex Ovechkin at 11-1 odds. The guy scored 50 goals every year when he's healthy. 45 goals every year when he's healthy. Fair. I think he stays healthy. Washington, the team hasn't changed much. I think he's scoring 50 goals. That's my pick to win the Rocket Richard Trophy.
I do like that pick because Ovi, once again, people say, right now, you go up to somebody and be like, hey, who are the top, let's say, 10 players in the NHL? I don't know if a lot of people are going to say Ovi.
No one says
people
Ovi.
Are going to say McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, Matthews,
Kucherov,
Marchand,
all those guys.
Panarin, Pasternak. They're going to say all these guys, but Alex Ovechkin, the guy scores minimum, I'd say 35 goals a year. A very, very low minimum. Yeah. He lays the body.
He's great.
He's the great eight. It's Ovi. It's Alexander Ovechkin. People gotta stop underwhelming him, and I think at 11-1, that could be a great
that's my pick for sure.
And here's the thing: if Matthews stays out for let's say the first
couple weeks,
month month and a half for me.
I think that'd be pushing, but still.
Pushing it. Then I think Ovi's got that in the bag.
Yeah. A month could be 15 games,
Yeah, and Ovi's got that in the bag. Because that changes. So. 15 games is a lot. Because you got to come back. You still have to, because it takes you a couple of games to get back in the flow of things. Sure. So I think that Ovi, I'm going to put my money on Matthews, but I think that Ovi is a very good pick also.
I think so too.
We actually have one more word to discuss.
Okay.
The Vezina.
Oh, right, the Vezina.
Last year, Fleury won it.
Fleury won it.
Well deserved.
Bit of an if you want. Of course, I'm a Tampa fan. Again, I feel like every trophy, there's always controversy because of Tampa. Hedman, now Vasilevsky. I think Vasilevsky should have won. Again, I'm a Tampa fan. But the guy's unreal. He's a favorite this year at 4.5 to 1. I'll just list out the odds quick. So Vasilevsky at 4.5. Fleury at 9 to 1. Grubauer at 9 to 1. Newly on Seattle, remember that. He was also a nominee last year. Carey Price at 10 to 1. Hellebuck at 11 to 1. And the biggest dark horse of them all, a guy that isn't really proven to be a top goalie, Darcy Kemper, 15 to 1.
Yes.
Newly acquired by the Avalanche. I think him, Vasi guys, I think Darcy Kemper is my pick. I think he's going to have a year like Grubauer did. It's a great system. I see him taking that home.
You see Kemper?
Yeah.
Kemper just carried Canada to that world. What was it called?
It's the World Cup or
the
something.
No, it's not the World Cup. It's the.
Couldn't tell you, but it's after the playoffs.
It's after the playoffs for the eliminated team.
World Championship.
Stud, yeah. But he was a stud. I think that Kemper picks a great pick. Yeah. So I think either Kemper at 15 to 1 or Vasilevsky at 4.5 to 1. Those are the two picks. If I had to choose, I would just take the safe bet and say Vasi at 4.5.
Fair enough. That's a very safe bet and a great odds.
Kemper's
$100 to win you $450.
But that Kemper bet's also $100 to win you 1.5K. So
it's very nice. I might have to take out my phone right now. We just talked about Kemper carrying to the World Championship. Another thing, again, we talked about this. Not many things has happened this week.
Yes.
When the season starts, we're gonna have a lot of content to give you guys. But for now, it might be a little slow. But Kemper carried Canada to the World Championship. So we're on the topic of Canada. You want to say it?
Yeah, so this week, Doug Armstrong, the GM of St. Louis, very important to note, came out.
But he's also, is he the GM of
Canada? Okay. Yeah, that's why. Okay. And he came out, and it was a very premature thing to do. He said Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, and Alex Pietrangelo are automatically on the team. Now, I heard that, and I'm kind of like, first of all, why? What's the point of doing that? I didn't really see the point of that. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, we all know Sidney Crosby and McDavid are making it.
Yeah, but
Pietrangelo. So I just don't understand why he would really just announce Pietrangelo right away. Because listen, he's a very good defenseman, like we said. Yeah. But I don't think that he's an automatic lock. But then we think about it, maybe it's because
so much respect he has for him.
he was his GM, he's captain, carried him to a cup, etc., etc. Yeah. So maybe that's his reasoning. On this topic, next week we're going to talk about Team Canada, right? We're going to give our rosters.
Yeah. Let me just, sorry, I'm cutting you off, but you mentioned McDavid and Crosby. Understandable, of course, getting named automatics, but I just find it, we talked about this before, a guy like Nathan McKinnon, I find it's a little disrespectful. The guy is up there and being the best player in the league.
For sure.
And to name McDavid and Crosby, and not even mention McKinnon, I think McKinnon's coming out with a vengeance.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that for the first part of the season.
Maybe that's why he wants to win the Hart. I think it's a very good point that he didn't mention McKinnon.
So like you said, next week we'll give more of a rundown of like predictions of Team Canada and maybe their roster of some sort. And again, the season starts. So
today's what day? The 3rd?
Yeah, the podcast.
10 games.
The podcast, every episode we film on Sundays. It's going to be released on every Monday. So next episode, the season will start in a couple days. So we're going to give a couple picks for opening night, our top picks. Also, this is a video version that's uploaded to the BettorOff YouTube channel, of course. However, there will be an audio-only version that's coming soon to Spotify. We'll keep you in the loop with that. I'm pretty excited for that. Anything else you have, Noah?
Nothing. Just thank you guys for those who are tuning in.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you guys next Monday afternoon.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thanks. Take care.